Hey there! So, you want to write the next bestseller? You have finally gotten a draft completed and you really think now you might be able to get it published. Except for one thing, marketing. That's what we're going to talk about today on Writer Groupie. So hey everybody, I'm Kim Smith, the author of 17 published works of fiction and nonfiction, and today I want to discuss how you can maneuver that murky water they call marketing and come out all in one piece. Yeah, marketing, promoting, and selling a book is difficult in today's world, but it's not impossible. You can do it, and trust me, I know. I know how you can sell one book. I know how you can sell 100, and I know how you can sell thousands, because times are different now. I'm an older author. Maybe you're an older author too. So how do older authors know that it's easier to sell books today? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's very simple. We're older authors. We've seen the market grow and expand and explode. Let me tell you how it used to be. Back in my day, that sounds like an old wives' tale, doesn't it? But it's true. Back in my day, before everything was digital and everything could be done with a mouse click, you used to have to type on a typewriter very carefully. And if you made a mistake, there was a pencil with an end on it that was white, and the other end had like a brush. And you would use that white pencil to white out your error, use the brush to brush the little figments away, type in your correction, and hope it didn't look bad. And then, after you got finished doing all of that, and trust me, querying hasn't changed, stuffed it in an envelope and sent it off via U.S. Postal Service to an address in New York. That was how you got published back in the day. And if they picked you up, you could sell books because they had a whole team to back an author up and help them build their career. If you didn't, guess what? You had to start over, all over from scratch with a whole new project. Because if they didn't take it, there is no other way to get it published. So why can you sell easier now? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's all in your hands. It's still the same as it was back in my day, back in the olden days, where us senior writers and elderly writers and over 50 writers used to have to work. It's so much easier now because now you can send out hundreds of submissions to a New York agent or publisher in one day. Hundreds. Just click, 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 click. Now, I don't recommend that you do that, but you certainly could. And then if they all come back rejected, guess what? You can self-publish your book. It's all in your hands as to which way you go with it and how successful you are. If you decide to go with self-publishing, now you really got into the murky waters of marketing that I was speaking of earlier. And it's murky waters because Amazon says that they publish no less than 7,500 books a day, and I'm almost certain that that was for Kindle only. Electronic books, ebooks, 7,500 a day. 7,500 ebooks published at Amazon alone in a day, in one day. So in the course of a week, think about that. That's 50,000 books easy. That's one of the murky waters of marketing your own self-published books, is you're up against all those other books. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. Whoops. Let me get my glasses on straight. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. Okay, so here are 5 ways that you can sell your first 100 books. Option number 1, get a website. Get a website, Have it designed if you don't know anything about website design. There's tons of people out there who will do it. Colleges probably have design students who will do it for free just for the experience. There's a lot of cost-effective ways of doing this. I have designed all of my own websites from, back in the day, a GeoCities site, which was created using HTML language that I taught myself. If I can do this, you guys, anybody can do this. So get a website, have a nice template, something easy to keep up with, something that's easy to read, something that's mobile friendly. You got to be able to be seen on somebody's cell phone these days. That's kind of critical. That goes without saying. But I'm going to tell you that if your website is not mobile friendly and somebody goes to see it on their phone and it's really big text or it's really ugly design, very likely they're not going to stay. And secondly, they're not going to buy. Be sure to pick a template that has a e-commerce theme, page, or design aspect to it, because you may want to sell books from your website one day. What if Amazon went out of business? That's not very likely with the fact that they do so much. But what if they decided to stop selling books? What if they decided that it wasn't profitable for them anymore and they're just not going to do it anymore? How would you get your books into the hands of readers, you know, without having to go to another bookseller? We're just going to use Amazon. I know there's a ton of other booksellers out there, but we're speaking catastrophe here. If you have a website, you're able to do whatever you want to with your website. You can sell books from your website. You can just have them listed and linked to the Amazon store. That's what I do. If you go to my website at kimsmithauthor.com, you'll find I have books listed on my website. I try to make it a one-stop shop, and that's what you should do too. Number 2, get busy on social media. You cannot exist these days as an author and expect to be successful if you are not on social media. Now, I know there's a lot of them out there. I know that it's a major money dump. Not money dump, but I know they're a major time dump. But pick the ones that you really like to go on as a user. Chances are good you'll find friends there. If you like Facebook, get on Facebook. If you like Twitter, get on Twitter. If you like Instagram, get on Instagram. If you like TikTok, get on TikTok. And let me just tell you, while I'm thinking of TikTok, right now in 2021, TikTok is still open territory for authors. You can go on TikTok and you can sell your wares, as it were, using hashtags. And people still do follow them on TikTok. It's a wide open field there in 2021. If you're looking at this at any other date past 2021, all bets are off. But social media is still viable. You can still sell books on social media. I recommend that you find the ones that you really enjoy being on and try and sell your books there. By the way, these 5 tips are not in any certain kind of order, so you can use them interchangeably. You can use them back to front, front to back. It doesn't matter. So number 3, tip number 3 is book tour companies. These are people who have companies built specifically to help you sell your book. And they have audiences that are pretty wide-ranging and varied. And the good thing is, if you're writing women's fiction or romance like I am, most of the people who go to those places to find books and people that go to those places to be hosts, to sign up to host those books, they generally are those kinds of readers. That's kind of a target market. So look for book tour companies who offer the kind of books that you're writing. Let's say you're writing a paranormal young adult fantasy series. That sounds like a lot of cross genre, and it is. But you know what? I know that there's a book tour company out there that can market that book for you. It can be very pricey. Some of them are very reasonable. Go out, do your due diligence, and find a book tour company to help you sell your book. Now, if you're one of those where, you know, money is no object, I have an option for you too. Number 4, ads. Take out ads. It doesn't have to be a break the bank scenario. Amazon sells ads, BookBub sells ads. A lot of the PR companies out there will let you buy ads and help you promote. I will even put an ad on my website, and I have 2. I have the one for this YouTube podcast channel called Writer Groupie. It's at writergroupie.net. And if you want to put an ad on my website, very reasonable, contact me and I'll do that for you. And that's both of my accounts, Kim Smith Author and Writer Groupie. If you're interested in putting an ad on either of my sites, I'd love to do that for you. And I'm not expensive, I'll just tell you. But taking out ads at Amazon and BookBub and places like that, FreeBooksy, Booksy, Readsy, any of those that have advertising availabilities, go out and do your due diligence again. Find out if that will work for you. See how much they charge and maybe try that. You'd be amazed at how many books you can sell to an audience that you never would have reached otherwise. And last, you guys, and maybe even most important, is person to person. Don't forget person to person. Talk about your books to people that you know and trust that will help you with selling your book. If they like to read and you hand them a paperback book, they're going to read that book because they're a friend of yours, a family member, a church member, a social organization friend. They're going to read your book. And they're very likely going to hand it off to someone else. Person to person has always been and will always be the #1 best way to sell a book. Sign up for some events. Go to your local library. Find out if they have an author shelf. Those do exist. There's one in my little town. And get your book on their author shelf. That's a really, really good way to get other people's eyes on your book. Just make sure that you have a good cover and a good blurb. Put it out in paperback and you're good to go. Now, a final word, and this has not anything to do with those 5 tips. I've gone through my list, but a final word is there's no guarantees you're going to sell not even one book. In today's market with so many books out there in competition with yours, there's no guarantees. But listen, you don't have to sell thousands of books to be a good author. That doesn't make you a good author. Even selling one book doesn't make you a good author. And if you're writing your books for the right reasons, because you love to write and you have a story to share, even if you only sell one book, it was worth it. That's my opinion. For what it's worth, you got that for free. But that's the kind of author that I am. I have struggled with marketing and promotions and selling my books, and I have 17 of them out there so far. Trust me, it's not easy. But you know what? If you're doing something that you love and you're enjoying it and it's giving you joy, then do it. Continue to do it. Even if you never sell a book. And I promise you, you will. You will. You're going to sell 1, 10, 100, 1,000. You will sell if you have the right attitude. That's it for me this time, you guys. Until next time, be good.